Good evening, gents. I am your host, Steele, aka Black Irish. All my friends back in New York would call me. So let's stop wasting time. Let's get to the first video because I'm sure it's going to be a doozy.
Let the games begin.
So, I'm looking at these passport bros and these blackmail first accounts, and I just, for some reason, I feel like these are cowards. Like, I get moist energy from these kind of guys.
I call it the moist maker.
Oh, the passport bros, right? Oh, this is another anti-passport bro, uh, pro-black woman comment. I'm sure if we see his comment section, it's going to be littered with all the women clapping their hands like baby seals and pleasure, saying that we got one that's thinking about us, y'all. But let's continue. I don't want to. I don't want to assume.
Life, okay? I've had a hard life. Many reasons for the modern woman not to want to date me or be with me. You know what I'm saying? My ideology, I'm an ex-convict, X, Y, and Z, right? But I didn't let those things deter me from developing myself as a man. And eventually, the woman I wanted, the black woman that I wanted, gravitated towards me.
And the pandering within 42 seconds, I believe. Yeah. Already saying the woman, the black woman. Okay. Yeah. Because it makes a difference if it's any woman that cares about you. But you got to be a soul brother to make sure that, well, I'm down for the cause, ladies. I'm down for the cause. And exactly what did you go to jail for? I'm sure it wasn't income tax evasion, but I'm happy that you found your black queen.
I have a daughter now, and life is amazing. Own a contract business, right? Did all of
Yes, hopefully your daughter can find a jailbird husband like you as well.
these things. But never once in my fight to get these things, never once in my endless denial of jobs that I was qualified for, never once in the endless denial of relationships that I, really put my all in for, and these women just weren't ready. Never mind all that. Despite all of that, I never thought, let me get online and complain about women. Let me join the manosphere and cry about the modern woman. Literally what
I'm sorry, I've never seen any men crying over the modern woman. Last time I recall, they were making complaints about them. And in the black community, black men have been complaining about how their women don't respect them. They're too busy trying to be the man, too busy trying to outmatch. So it's not complaining. They are expressing how they've been feeling. It's of course, but of course, when it's men, men are complaining, men are whining, men are weak, and everything else. They're moist, as you say, sir. But then the moment a woman does it, oh, it's validated. It's understanding. Oh, well, this is the reason why. Get off your high horse.
I thought was, okay, I need to attract a better version of the woman that I've been attracting. I need to manifest the life I want, and that's what I did. And I feel like these men have poor manifestation abilities.
No, they're just going overseas where the women look better, still know what tradition actually means, and women pretty much care about taking care of a family. It's not about getting a job and a career and education, which is something you should automatically have anyway. They don't lead with that. They lead with family. They lead with the basis of taking care of their husband, and then in response in kind, their husband takes care of them. But it's men's fault.
They get money and they think that they're high value, but they're overweight. They can't tie their shoes. You know what I'm saying? Their beard look raggy.
Shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right.
Shame, guilt, insult, and a need to be right. Rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. This is coming directly out of the book of your modern female. When they can't win an argument and they can't really throw in any information that backs up what they're saying, apologies, all they do is throw the shame, the guilt, and the insult every single time. That is how you know the person has lost the argument.
Like, you're not high value. You're not high value. Dollars don't make you high value. And going overseas, to women who are looking for a better life, or who don't have money and they see your American dollars as something like that, doesn't make you high value either. You're
Lies! Deceptions!
you
Oh, and there's another thing. When you go to those third world countries that people keep like throwing in everyone's faces, American dollar does go a long way, especially depending on what country you go to. So, yeah.
area, and that's what you're banking on, is that your money and the language barrier is going to allow for you to get these women. And again, that's pretty moist to me. That's
I call it the moist maker.
pretty weak, because if you can't compete out here,
Well, I'm glad these men make you moist. I'm happy for you. I think you should talk to your wife about that, because y- just saying, it seems that you're focusing a little bit too much on your man. You should be focusing on your wife and your daughter. And I'm not poking fun. I'm not making fun of your family. I just think that it's a little bit odd that someone would spend that much time on a man when you have a wife and daughter at home. So again, the whole passport bro thing is, these men are going their own way because they want to go their own way. They don't want to deal with modern women. Now, all the men that are complaining, you have all the women in the United States. You have them all. You have every last one of them. You don't have to worry about that. So why are you getting online complaining about the men that you're quote unquote competing slash not competing for women that you say are deserving of your attention and not theirs? Why would you care? Wouldn't you just let it rock and you just have all the women to yourself? Unless there's something else you're not telling us.
then obviously you're not man enough.
Shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right.
This dating marketplace
Shame,
here in
guilt,
America
insult.
is hard, and you're such a man, why don't you just stay and prove that you can?
Yeah, you're right. Why don't I just stay and keep upgrading myself every 50 years? Oh, come back with some more yo, baby, yo. And yo, I got this cash. You got chicks that are online saying, I need a 6-figure man, a 7-figure man, $500,000 man, $1 million man. These women who can, honestly, modern day women can never be happy. They're too busy trying to excel and seeing all their little friends on TikTok and on Instagram who are living this wonderful life. And they're like, oh, I'm driving on a yacht. I'm going to Dubai. Well, someone flew you to Dubai, by the way. And I am living this luxurious life that I want. Modern day women have lost the value that they used to have. That the women before them, they had value. Now these modern day women have absolutely no idea. They think they have an illusion of what value is, and now they come out here pretending that they are the best of the best, the cream of the crop. They don't rise to the top, but something does, and it stinks. And then you have guys like this, which is why I always say, women are not the greatest threat to men. The greatest threat to men are other men.
And conquer that. I mean, I understand, the ideology behind, not wanting or needing to do that. Sure. But I'm just saying, man, like, if that's what you do, then why typecast women here in America as a declining standard when men here in America also obviously are declining in standard, since they have to go overseas to find women who don't understand them.
First of all, there's this thing called Google. When I started traveling before I got married, there's a thing called Google. It helped me a lot. So even though we had a language barrier, we were still able to communicate. And nowadays, in 2023, Google's on your phone. You can go to any language you can think of and you can write to each other. It may not be 100% accurate, but you can get your point across. Leaving a group of women who have made their standards so incredibly high that it's not worth going all the way over there to talk across the street, that men would rather take their money and go overseas and talk to a woman who can still have a conversation outside of what you can do for her. It's what we can do for each other. That's what relationships used to be. But no, we just go online and complain that, well, men are just weak. Why don't you just stay here and deal with the nonsense like I did? Yep, you're right. I should stay right over here. I should stay right over here and deal with modern day women. Guess what I can do? I can get married. Oh, wait, hold on a second. No fault divorce. I can probably lose all my money, 50% of my money. I can have a family with them. Oh, I can lose them in family court, paying a whole bunch of child support, maybe getting to see my kids. And if I can't pay for it because I'm paying too much money to you and the kids, oh, guess what? I can go to jail and ruin my life. Let's stop pretending like this whole thing is just like, oh, well, you just got to learn how to talk to women. You just got to make a certain amount of money. And you got, if you're a real man, she ain't going to leave you. Okay, keep talking like that. Just never ends.
Single mothers are recreational use only.
He whack. No integrity. If you single mother,
I don't agree with everything that Myron says, but fresh and fit, but that was pretty funny.
single mother, and then not fuck with a single mother. Recreational use only. So what you're saying is the good, but not the responsibility of taking care of the children that you didn't.
Yeah, I'm sorry I cut it off, but he was going to say that I didn't create. Yes, that's how that works. Those are not my kids. If they are my kids, then I can understand your argument. Those aren't your kids, bro. I don't take care of kids that are not mine. Plain and simple. I don't know why guys are just like, oh, well, if you're laying in bed with a woman, then that means that you gotta take care. No, that's not my responsibility. That's hers and her ex. Oh, by the way, where is he? Is he still here? Oh, that's why you're a single mother.
Afterwards, you knew she had them children before you started, and you continued. And let's not be so naive.
Yes, because it feels good. That's what men do. When it feels good, they just keep doing it until it no longer feels good.
Children or not, would not have expectations afterwards. She shouldn't expect anything because she had children and she wasn't married to the father. All right, well, she shouldn't expect anything. I mean, you shouldn't expect anything either, right? Did you expect? Did you get it? Well, what it sounds like to me is you can't get over the fact that she got kids. And that's fine, but you can't act like you mad that a man will go on a date with a woman, have to pay for her and not get none and making a sacrifice, but not act like the same thing ain't a sacrifice when she give up some sex and don't get none in return.
Fucking voodoo magic, man.
Yeah, well, it is a fair trade. I mean, if I take you out to dinner, the least you can do is do what you didn't do with the other guys before me, and actually, give me some of that good loving. Now you don't owe me anything. You're right. Just like I don't owe your kids my love, my care, my respect, or their protection. They don't get any of that. It's nothing against the kids. You got to understand. You didn't create that with me. You didn't create any one of those kids. And if you've got children before you were married, you clearly have no idea what the heck you're doing. Maybe you should do a better job vetting the men you're with before you start shacking up with them, having children, and realizing, oh, well, you know what? This guy really wasn't that great.
Podcast because it's borderline black pill. You know that's their bargaining chip. Why would you take it if you don't plan on actually doing something in return? To be clear, I disagree with that stupid ass shit. I don't think that single mothers are for recreational use only. I think that single mothers are for single fathers. Bars.
Well, I will give him that one. I'll give him that one. Most single mothers, this does not apply to all single parents, but most of them, single mothers really should just be with single fathers. You're sitting here, you want to have a relationship, and definitely not for young men. Young men that don't have children should not be with a single mother. Sorry, it is what it is. If you're young, you still got your whole life ahead of you, you should be investing in a young woman who has no children and that you can build a life together. How having relationships between two people has changed dramatically. You used to get married young, take the time to get to know the person, vet the person, get married, have children. Now we just pop out kids all willy nilly, and then we go on Instagram or TikTok complaining that I'm left a single mother because this man. Well, you should have chose a better man. Plain and simple. But we won't talk about that. I think we got one more video left. Let's talk to this guy who clearly is laying in bed because he doesn't want to get up. Yeah, because that. It's not lazy.
Bros trend, it's lame as because women are independent, hardworking, getting educated, and doing things to take care of themselves and no longer submitting to the whims and beck and calls of men. You now say you want to go to another country to find a woman, a country where women are ingrained to be more subservient.
Yeah, because women used to be like that here. And then feminism, the government, the media, and everything else that was an influence caused them to think completely different. Not saying that getting your education and a job or a career is not a good idea, What I'm saying is what many men are saying. You put that in the foreground and put family and a husband in the background till you're 30, until you hit 40, and now you're freezing your eggs. Then you raised your standards. You want to live this Paris Hilton life or the Kardashian life. You want to live this whole elaborate lifestyle where you feel like you're the biggest thing in the world when you're really not. Not to mention that you got ones and twos that thinks they're tens. And then once again, you got men like this that'll just keep boosting their egos up. It's actually called insecurities. They're insecure about themselves. So every time you do it, it just makes them feel better about their shortcomings.
Wouldn't it be better to just come out of the closet and say you want yourself a child bride, someone who's subservient, sits there, doesn't do anything, just use as your object?
And then we go to how this usually ends. Shame, guilt, insult, and it needs to be right. What is the problem with a man that wants a woman between the ages of 18 and 27 at the age of 36 and up? I don't see any problem with that. But of course, you have these old fossils that want to complain and say that, oh, well, you're just a predator. I'm a predator because I want a young wife. Okay. All right. But see, that's how they do it. That's why I say a lot of these men sound off just like the modern women. The shame, the guilt, and the insult, and it needs to be right. Kevin Samuels was trying to warn us. Kevin Samuels tried to help us. And
You were the chosen one.
unfortunately, he just couldn't save everyone. But getting back to what I was saying, this is one of the biggest problems. A man's preferences is considered misogynist and monstrous, while a woman's preference is her preference. It's why I feel the way I do. I talk the way I talk, and I act the way I act. It is what it is. You don't like it? That's your prerogative. I could care less. Be who you want to be. Be who you want to be with. If the person's not in your game plan, move on to somebody else. No problem there. But don't let these people shame you into not having standards. Men have standards. Men deserve to have standards. Plain and simple. But I've been blabbering all day long. I'm gonna be done. I'm gonna get some food, go to the gym, or work out. So I'm gonna say goodnight to all you guys. Probably have another video for you tonight. I don't know, seeing how I feel. And until next time, the man cave is always open. This is Black Iris signing off.